Hello, my shabby loving friends. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you're new, my name is Becky and welcome to Kinda Shabby. I enjoy sharing all things DIY and decorating. And if you enjoy those things too, then stick around. If you like what you see, please subscribe, like, and comment. Now today I am so happy to be participating in the Cover Me in Funshine Florida Gals collaboration, hosted by the lovely Lisa at Lisa Birmingham and the joyous Jackie at Crafting in Mimi's World. Please follow the playlist below as we show you all of the crafts that we have prepared for you, inspired by our love of the great sunshine state of Florida. I live in St. John's, Florida, and I am between Jacksonville to the north of me and St. Augustine to the south of me. St. Augustine is our nation's oldest city, full of history, culture, and iconic landmarks. And one of the projects that I will be showing you today has to do with the St. Augustine Lighthouse. In my area, everything has a Bartram in front of it. There is Bartram Trail, Bartram Park, Bartram Boulevard. Right up the road from me is the Bartram Scenic Highway, and it commemorates William Bartram, who was a botanist and an ornithologist, which is a fancy way of saying that he liked plants and birds. And he made his way from North Carolina through South Carolina, Georgia, and Florida, categorizing all these different species. So I have 3 projects dealing with plants and birds. So we've got a lot to cover, so let's get these projects started. I love creating projects with my Silhouette Cameo, and I have 2 for us right here. This one is actually going to be a stencil for a wood sign. I also traced the outline of the state of Florida in my Silhouette, and I'm going to go out to the garage, find some scrap wood, slap this down on here, and we're going to get to cutting. Now I have located my scrap wood. I have put, there it is. I put my pattern on here. Now I'm going to remove what is called the transfer tape. And now all I have to do is take my blade and just go around the outside of my stencil that I have created here. I will be using a dust mask, eye protection, and gloves. You can hear that rain coming down. Isn't a scroll saw fun? I highly recommend one. I also want to thank you for sharing a Florida thunderstorm with me. I do want to say, however, if you visit our great state, please do not remain outdoors if there is lightning. We want all of our visitors to remain safe. Now what we're going to do is paint our state outline in the Deco Art Chalky Finish color called Reminisce. We will then be applying this beautiful paper with some Mod Podge. I'm going to set this aside on my drop cloth to dry, and we'll come right back to get that stencil weeded and applied to our board. Lint rollers aren't just for use by menopausal women dropping hair by the boatload. They're also a very convenient little tool to have in the craft room, and they are especially handy when you are weeding a stencil. So I'm going to adjust the camera angle and bring you in for a closer look so you can see exactly what I mean. Having a lint roller close by, I can just stick down all of that excess. You can see they're just very sticky. I just stick them right down to that lint roller. Now we're going to go ahead and apply this to our board. I take my hand at first just to bring it out and cut off the excess. Then I go back in with a Bondo spreader. I am going to go back in with my quilt ruler and I mark the middle. I find it easier to lay my mat down and gently roll the mat away from the design rather than trying to pull the design up off of that sticky mat. Isn't that pretty? I painted that board in the Waverly Chalk Paint gray color called Steel. When I line these up, my design is going to be right smack dab in the middle of this board. Now I'm going to tape half of my design down. Okay, so now that I have half of that done, cut my paper backing away from that area and very gently just lay it down. Flip that back and remove the paper backing from the other half of the design. Start in the middle and bring that down. Raise up the edges so we can remove that blue painter's tape where we made our marks. Take a brush and gently brush away any of that dried paint that snapped off when you removed your stencil. I think that turned out very pretty. Now we're going to Mod Podge our beautiful state of Florida with this beautiful decoupaged paper. Take my Bondo spreader and spread that down. Same thing, we're going to take our Bondo spreader evenly across our design. And then I've just taken a small paintbrush and gone all around the edges of the outside of the design, because when I do that, I can go right in there and just pull that excess paper right off of that design. Then once I have all of that off, I just take my finger and go around that edge and just push it down. That way we're going to get a nice clean edge on our design. Then once our paper has dried again, we're just going to get some cutie things on there to zhuzh it up and embellish it a little bit. I know this looks crazy, but you are going to love this project. I have taken 2 paint brushes with long handles that are the same depth and taped them down to my silicone mat. Then I have my rolling pin. Now what we're going to do is roll out our clay, because I want them to be the same size, the same depth, and I'm using these as a gauge for how thick my clay is going to be. What we have right here now, I can't wait to show you. I have Ranger Archival Ink in the color Emerald Green. This is uppercase stamps, but I'm actually using the lowercase stamps. I have taped them together. I have spelled mint. Ink that up and hold it in, let that ink settle in. How cute is that? So cute! Aren't they just so stinking cute? Our last project is all about birds. I couldn't get a good overhead shot because this is quite large, but it's just simple enough for me to walk you through with a full-on headshot this way. I'm going to be taking this beautiful bird poster, these pieces of wood that Mr. Shabby cut down for me, and I'm going to be gluing these at the bottom. And these pieces of wood were stained in the CraftSmart Premium Gel Stain in the color Walnut. I love these colors. They're so easy to use, water-based, easy cleanup, can use them indoors even, and pick these up at Michael's in so many different colors. You will not be disappointed if you enjoy staining. I'm going to take my seam gauge here, make sure that I've got my wood all lined up on the top and the bottom of the poster. Take my glue gun and glue it down. And it's just going to be adorable. Okay, so I have that lined up how I like it. So I'm just going to stand it up this way. Run my glue all down this way. Place that back down. Give it one quick check. And hold it till it sets. Come up here and do the same thing on the top. And roll that back. And that's what I have. Now all I need to do is add some jute twine here to get a hanger, and we are good to go. For the hanger, I have taken this thicker jute cording that I pick up from Hobby Lobby, and I cut a length of it. After I tied a knot, I left 1.5 inch tail. I will be placing that on the back of that piece of wood with the knot at the top of the wood, and then I'm going to hot glue that down, but come back over it with my electric stapler just to be able to give that a little bit more stability. And I'm going to put 2 staples just to make sure that that is not going to go anywhere when I hang this up. And that's it. I'm getting ready to stage all of this up for you, and please make sure that you visit the other gals in the playlist, because I know after you see what they have done, you're going to have some brand new YouTube favorites to subscribe to. I hope you enjoyed today's Cover Me in Funshine Florida Gals collaboration. Please check out all the other channels in the playlist as we share with you our love for all things about the great state of Florida. Come back next week for more kinda shabby, but always chic, crafty inspirations. And until then, my friends, be blessed.